It's cold. I feel like we had the warmest November ever, but it's finally cold and it's not one of those like fleeting things where it's gonna warm up again tomorrow. Like, we're here. Winter has arrived. And honestly, I'm good with it. Usually I'm a little bit sad about fall ending, but I think winter is gonna be a huge time for planning for us. And I'm looking forward to kind of starting that process. And it means that midday hot teas are totally acceptable and encouraged. I'm not a coffee drinker. I can't do coffee, so I don't do it in the morning, I don't do it in the day, and I don't do it at night. I do tea though, like all day, every day, usually iced tea, but when it starts to get cold out, I get into a hot tea kick, and that's where I'm at now. So good. So part of the winter is going to be planning our 2021 garden. And like I mentioned before, we are going to try to plant things that we actually eat. The idea that we could be eating from our garden for a very extended season. And we've never done a fall garden, and we haven't really done like an early spring, late winter garden before because we haven't had the organization or maybe the drive to really get things planted in a timely fashion. And so I've been researching a lot of like frost hardy, cold hardy plants because I want to be able to get vegetables during that early season so that we're not just harvesting, you know, July through September every year. I want to be having food kind of at a constant rate. A lot of those root vegetables, greens, things like that, radishes that are early plant, early harvest, and then late plant and late harvest are things that I'm really looking into. Not that we're not going to be focusing on our summer garden because really like that's where it's at for me. I do want to have a garden going earlier and that we are getting our food, our main source of food from, you know, for the better half of the year. Of course, something that came up as I'm researching this is rutabagas. And I've never had a rutabaga. I wanted to give them a shot today, and so I'm just going to do some roast rutabaga fries, and I thought I'd take you along with me. I have a feeling that they may be an acquired taste for me, and I'm not one of those people that's like, have a carrot one time and I don't love it, so I'm never gonna have it again. I'm definitely someone who likes to experiment, try different ways of cooking things until I find something that I really enjoy, or that Eric really enjoys. For instance, broccoli, it's like, okay, I like broccoli every now and then, but it wasn't until I started roasting broccoli and getting the kind of crisp broccoli edges that I was like, I could eat this every day. And we eat a lot of it. So this is my first crack at rutabagas. We're gonna make a decision here in the next few weeks what we're going to be planting, and so I just want to give it a shot before we do that. Here's a rutabaga. So it's a root vegetable, very frost hardy. Like they say you should harvest it, you know, 2 to 4 weeks after the first frost in the fall. And I'm thinking that sounds pretty good to me. I like a vegetable that's gonna last that long in the ground, gives me some flexibility, and I am really excited about that prospect. So today I am going to make these fries, and it should be pretty simple, like roasting most other vegetables. People have said that it would rival, you know, like a roasted potato fry. And I'm not one of those people that loves the idea of calling something that it's not. Like, I don't like it when it's called cauliflower mac and cheese, because that's not mac and cheese. That's cheesy cauliflower, and it can be delicious, but I don't think it's mac and cheese. So while I'm calling these fries, it's not a potato. And I'm not going to pretend like it's a potato when I'm eating it. I think that would probably affect my rating of the rutabaga. So I'm not going to do that. I've got the oven preheated to 400 degrees. I'm gonna cut right through the core. So then I'm gonna have 2 rutabaga halves. What this is gonna do is it's gonna make it easier to slice. So I'm gonna take my first half here, and I'm just gonna do like 1/2 inch slices. Okay, so now I have slices that look like this. You end up having these slices, but they still have the skin on. And I read that they recommend that you peel this after you've sliced it so you can make sure that you're getting all of the skin off. So that's what I'm doing here. You can use a paring knife to get the skin off, including the wax that is over the skin. Or you can use like a sharp vegetable peeler. I'm gonna use vegetable peeler. I'm not crazy about a lot of root vegetables. I do like carrots. I think that I much prefer a homegrown carrot. I think the more that we grow, the more we're going to discover that there are a lot more vegetables that we really thoroughly enjoy. You know, I want to get to that level of enjoyment that we have with, like, say, broccoli or asparagus. Those are vegetables that, like, you know, once you know how to cook them properly or to your liking, and what seasonings to use to bring out the flavors, I think that is where you can even turn non-vegetable lovers into vegetable lovers. Look at this mess. I'm just gonna do half my rutabaga right now and save the other half to try with Eric. I need a tea break. Now I'm going to slice these into individual fries. And so I'm gonna do about 1/4 inch thick, so I can make almost the steak fry type of rutabaga fry. And then as I do that, I'm going to toss them in here because I am going to coat them in oil so we can season them before we put them in the oven. Important thing for Eric and I this year is really focusing on the health benefits of growing our own food. And part of that is what we're consuming, and part of that is the effort that it requires to grow your own food. And so you're getting the benefit of better quality food, and you're going through the exercise that it requires to plant and harvest a large garden. And really, that was a priority for us when we moved out here. And, you know, because life goes a million different directions, we have not prioritized it. So that's something really exciting for us to get back to this year. I have my rutabaga cut. It smells like carrot and radish. It smells like root vegetable. So I think I'm gonna do rosemary, garlic, pepper, and of course kosher salt to bring out the rutabaga flavor, which I'm really excited to actually try for the first time. I'm just gonna take olive oil and then coat them. Just mix them up here. So salt for sure. And I'm actually gonna mix this first because I wanna make sure that I have these coated appropriately with salt. Garlic powder. You'll see I'm not measuring anything. I'm gonna do pepper, a little ground black pepper, and then rosemary. Thinking that will be nice. I don't want it to be rutabaga flavored rosemary. I just want it to be lightly seasoned. Okay, this looks pretty good to me. I am gonna lay these out on a baking sheet with room in between each individual fry to make sure that they get evenly baked. And then I am going to roast them for about 20 minutes, and then I will kind of shuffle them around, turn them around, and roast them for another 15 to 20 minutes. All right, here we go. Okay, they're finished. The moment of truth. That actually tastes pretty good. It's very mild. I don't know how you could like dislike it extremely. The texture feels somewhere in between like a roasted carrot and a potato. Okay, these are legitimately good. I actually did not have high hopes. But even with just salt, pepper, garlic, rosemary, these are delicious. It's not a potato, but we're not trying to replace a potato. We're trying to find new and exciting things to eat that are nutritious, and that we can grow ourselves. So this is definitely fitting that bill. I can now say I highly recommend making this recipe. And the cool thing about this is this is a little less than half of the rutabaga fries that this made. And so this is plenty for me. I'm just eating them as a snack, but half a rutabaga would be plenty for a meal, which means that Eric and I are gonna get 2 whole side dishes or 2 snacks out of 1 rutabaga. It's basically going to serve as 4 servings for us, which is, I think, pretty good bang for the buck. I think these could be good like dipped in like a lemon aioli or something like that. I think that would be really delicious, but they're honestly just good as they are. I would not dip them in ketchup. I'm not getting a ketchup vibe here if you're a ketchup person. I don't think I'm gonna need another recipe to determine if we're going to grow these or not, because I would say it's a yes. So what I'm gonna do is look at the varieties of rutabagas that can be grown and do some research on what people like and dislike, and then make a determination on what we order based on that. Give these rutabaga fries a try and let me know how they turn out. And don't forget to share your favorite rutabaga recipes in the comments below. That's it for today for me. Thanks for watching. I hope you will come back and join me for more videos like this one and to see the latest happenings here at Little Z Farm. Have a great day, and I will see you all soon.